Hello and welcome to Financial Aid 101, Understanding How Financial Aid Works. Throughout this presentation, we will discuss all things financial aid at CSUF. We will cover how to apply for financial aid, the types of financial aid available, among other topics. First, we want to discuss how you can apply for financial aid. For U.S. citizens, eligible non-citizens, and those with valid Social Security numbers, we encourage you to submit the free application for federal student aid known as the FAFSA. On the other hand, for students who meet AB 540 eligibility requirements, who have U visa or TPS status, we encourage you to submit the California DREAM Act application. Both applications have a priority deadline of March 2nd every year. How is financial aid awarded? We use a formula that looks at both the cost of attendance at CSUF as well as the expected family contribution known as the EFC in order to determine financial aid need. The EFC is calculated according to a formula established by law that takes into consideration your family size, parent and student income, untaxed income, and more. Additionally, the cost of attendance is an estimate of how much it will cost you to attend CSUF for an entire academic year. With these two factors in mind, we can determine what each financial aid applicant's need is for every academic year. Here, you'll find a screenshot of the 2023-2024 undergraduate cost of attendance at CSUF. The cost of attendance will vary based on things such as housing status, enrollment, and the type of program a student is enrolled in. As seen here, the cost of attendance includes tuition and campus fees, books and supplies, as well as food and housing, among other things. For those of you who would like to calculate your estimated net price after grants and scholarships, we encourage you to use CSUF's net price calculator. You may scan the QR code on this slide to be taken straight to the net price calculator. We also want to take a moment to highlight the policies that the California Student Aid Commission and the U.S. Department of Education use to impact how we award students at CSUF. Here, we follow regulations set by the state of California and the U.S. Department of Education regarding financial aid eligibility. Funding is based on the following, but not limited to enrollment status, the EFC, the cost of attendance, and satisfactory academic progress, as well as funding allocation, among others. It is also important to note that priority deadlines are very significant. For financial aid applicants, the FAFSA and California DREAM Act have a priority deadline of March 2nd every year. Additionally, for students selected for financial aid verification, the priority deadline to submit financial aid documents is typically in late April. For the 2023-2024 academic year, the priority deadline was April 27th, 2023. Some of the most significant or commonly requested financial aid verification documents include the household size verification form and the parent or student tax return forms. Please keep in mind that it can take 6 to 8 weeks for your documents to be processed during our peak season, so do not delay your document submission. Additionally, please keep in mind that there are consequences to missing priority deadlines. First, your financial aid could be delayed, which could lead to making payments out of pocket or disenrollment for unpaid fees. Additionally, you could lose Priority 1 status that can disqualify you for certain types of financial aid. Now, we will discuss some of the types of financial aid that students may be eligible for at CSUF. For FAFSA applicants, you may be considered for both federal and state grants, such as the Pell Grant, Federal Work Study, and the Cal Grant. For California DREAM Act applicants, you may only be considered for state grants such as the Cal Grant, the State University Grant, and the Middle Class Scholarship, among other state forms of financial aid. Additionally, for FAFSA applicants, you may be considered for federal loans such as the Federal Direct Subsidized and Unsubsidized loans. For parents of dependent students, you may apply for the Parent Plus loan. Lastly, for our California DREAM Act applicants, you may be considered for the DREAM loan. For more information on all of these loans, we invite you to visit our website. If you decide to accept the loans that are offered to you that are federal loans, such as the federal direct subsidized and unsubsidized loan, please keep in mind that you must complete the following requirements before your loan can be dispersed. The first step is the loan entrance counseling, and the second is the master promissory note. Both of these steps can be completed on studentaid.gov. For alternative loans, or otherwise known as private loans, students must apply on their own with a lending institution. We encourage you to do your research on private loans as they will have varying interest rates and application requirements. If you're interested in applying for scholarships, we encourage you to view them on your online student portal. Additionally, if you are receiving outside scholarships, please be sure to send the scholarship check to Student Business Services Cashier Office. Their contact information is shown on the screen here. For additional scholarship resources, you may visit our website by scanning the QR code on the screen or by visiting the website shown here. Next, we will cover financial aid disbursements. The first disbursement will take place 2 weeks before the start of class. After that, financial aid will disperse twice per week on a rolling basis. Please note that some grants are awarded after the census date, which typically occurs 4 weeks after the start of the semester. Additionally, financial aid funds go towards paying tuition and fees, then towards on-campus housing if applicable. If your financial aid does not cover these costs fully, you are responsible for paying the difference. If you have any remaining financial aid, once tuition, campus fees, and if applicable, housing fees are paid, you will receive that remaining amount in the form of a paper check in the mail or a direct deposit if a student has signed up for a direct deposit on their online student portal. We will now cover the topic of satisfactory academic progress, commonly referred to as SAP. In short, there are 3 measures of SAP that we must review each year in the Office of Financial Aid to ensure that a student is on their way to degree completion and remain eligible for financial aid. The first measure is grade point average, known as GPA. For students enrolled in a program for at least 2 academic years or more, at the end of the second academic year, the student must have a GPA of at least a C grade, which is equivalent to a 2.0 GPA. Below is a breakdown for students who have been at CSUF between 2 and 4 academic terms. The second measure is PACE. PACE refers to the percentage of units earned versus the units attempted. Students are required to earn, meaning complete with a passing grade, at least 66.67 or 2/3 of their cumulative attempted units. All units attempted and earned are accounted for on a student's transcript. The third measure of SAP is the unit cap. This refers to a maximum amount of units a student can complete in a single academic program while remaining eligible for financial aid. In general, undergraduate students must complete the program within 150% of the standard time frame for their program. For undergraduate students, the standard time frame is 120 units. So your unit cap at 150% would be 180 units. Students who do not meet satisfactory academic progress will fall into unsatisfactory academic progress and then be ineligible for financial aid. This means that students who do not meet SAP are not eligible to receive financial aid. After every spring semester, SAP is evaluated. If SAP is not met, an appeal form will be displayed on a student's homepage, specifically under the tasks list, and an email will be sent to the student. Students are responsible for fees unless the appeal is approved. If a SAP appeal is approved, the student will be placed on probation and will receive financial aid for 1 semester. SAP will be reevaluated after that semester to determine if the student can continue to receive financial aid. It is also important for all students to budget their financial aid. Students will receive their financial aid refund in one lump sum that must be budgeted over 5 months, which is a semester. Aid is not available for winter intersession, so please budget as needed. Financial aid refunds are meant to help with educational and necessary living expenses over the course of a semester. So this includes housing and food, as well as transportation and school supplies. Refunds should not be used for unnecessary purchases, such as vacation trips. We also want students to know that financial aid is very cyclical. Remember that financial aid must be applied for every year to remain eligible for financial aid. For the 2024-2025 academic year, applications should become available in October 2023. The cycle continues until you graduate. If you need to submit any forms, we encourage you to start by submitting them online. You may use the links provided to you on your portal for requested forms or our website. You may also use the electronic document submission platform, fax, mail, or in person at the information provided on the screen. Please do not email any documents. Here is our contact information. Feel free to take a picture on your phone of our phone hours, phone number, as well as how we can provide support to your graduation. We also encourage you to contact us via our financial aid questions platform on our website. By going to our contact us page, you will be able to find our financial aid questions button as seen on the screen. You can type in your questions and submit them to be answered by a financial aid staff member. Responses take place within 24 to 72 hours. We thank you for and encourage you to contact the Office of Financial Aid if you have any additional questions. So again, thank you for being here, and remember that Titans reach higher.